AI is no longer a concept of the future. It's a force that's changing how we live and work, creating opportunities we could only dream of a few years ago. But with this rapid change, one crucial question emerges. How do we prepare young minds to understand, use, and lead with AI responsibly? Joining me to help answer this is Professor Celestine Iwendi, a professor of artificial intelligence and the head of the Center of Intelligence of Things at the School of Creative Technologies, University of Greater Manchester, Bolton. Prof, as someone leading a center of expertise in AI, you see firsthand how much AI is transforming the world faster than ever. What skills do you think need to be prioritized, or what do students need to learn to be able to keep up with this change?
Thank you very much for that question. Very important thing about skill is beginning AI. You know, when you talk about AI, it's ability to predict, the ability to know what is in the past, in the present, and in the future. And then it allows people work to be easier. Now, the good thing about AI is that it affects every field. And that is why we are pushing that AI should be in every curriculum, beginning from the secondary school. The current project we are having now with AI secondary school, giving the foundation of AI. Now, this AI actually started from statistics. You know, those days when people study statistics, you think they are unfortunate engineers or unfortunate medical doctors. But then it's based on those statistics, you know, where you have the permutation combination, ability to predict things, you know, and that is exactly what evolved into AI cybernetics.
You're absolutely right, Prof, because when we talk about teaching AI in schools, more often than not, we tend to focus on coding and robotics. But for a well-rounded education in AI, we need to include other important areas like ethics, data literacy, or, just even understanding how AI impacts society that schools need to touch on from an early stage. From your perspective, what's the best approach to this?
Now, the best approach to AI, in using AI, because it's fast, first is ability to look at critical thinking, problem solving, creativity. This is what AI brings. Now, so a whole lot of people get scared that, oh, you're bringing AI, then it's going to take our job. What happens? I said, no, AI will take the job of those who don't know AI. If you know AI, your job becomes faster, it becomes easier, it becomes better off than those who don't. I was speaking in Indonesia last 2 years, and I told them any lawyer, and funny enough, it was a legal program. And I said any lawyer that does not know AI cannot win a case because cases are won by evidence. But with AI, with deepfake, I can manipulate evidence. I can put you in a picture where you're not there. I can put you in a video where you're not there. And you will not even be able to dictate it. You see, so these are all the ethics. When you mention ethics, we begin to look at ethics. United Nations, the UN, last December, they started talking about ethics because they felt if you leave AI to be on its own, the rich and the powerful will use it and control others. So it becomes very important to talk about the ethics, talk about the privacy, talk about the privacy law. The good thing is that EU is ahead on this, trying to make sure that everyone, behaves. Whatever we're going to create has to have that human sense and somebody to control it. As AI is revolutionizing industries, like healthcare, finance, transportation, I have mentioned, it's very important to look and explore the careers inside it. When you look at the careers inside it, like data science, robotics, software, which is mainly the science part, then look at the law part where the privacy and the law comes in. And then in terms of evidence manipulation. So it's very important that this ethics comes in, and then regulations comes in. But as country goes, as you move from one country to another, everyone has their own law.
It is true. Conversations around the ethical use of AI, protecting people's privacy are definitely important. And these are areas that have been at the fore of conversations lately, because it's not just about knowing how to use AI or how to use technology. We need to understand the ethical aspects as well, just so we stay protected online. But Prof, to my next question, we already know AI is changing so quickly, right? And it's challenging the traditional learning models. How can teachers and schools keep up to make sure students are learning what's relevant?
What we are working on at the University of Greater Manchester, which was formerly University of Bolton, is allowing the secondary school to work with, developing like scratch program, for younger ones using Watson Studio, all this IBM style to do simple projects so that they can get to know what they are doing. If you can repeat it, practice doesn't make perfect. It is perfect practice that makes perfect. So you allow people to study and study as they go. And as they study, they start developing. That is when the creativity starts coming in. I remember the first time I came to Sweden, and then I was busy memorizing, from someone who has come from Nigeria, memorizing everything, the formulas and everything. And then I entered the hall. And then they came in and gave me a book and they said, this is the book, the formulas are there, use them to work. And I'm like, what? I've taken all my time to do no, they wanted the application. You see, the application of those things, so, it's a different academic setting, different environment for me. And it took me some time to be able to fit in because that is not the structure. For me, I need to know how a squared plus 2b squared minus 3 squared, I have to put it in my head. But then I discovered, no, these guys are doing faster. They're developing things. What makes them different from our own? Because they move more into application. How do you apply the Pythagoras theorem? How do you apply the almighty formula? How do you apply? How do you use them in everyday business? How do you use them in everyday thing? There are challenges. We know that. There are challenges of implementing AI education. But we must know that lack of trained teachers, limited resources, and resistance to change can be a problem. These three things. Lack of trained teachers. So we need to start training the training. There's something Nigeria have signed with Intel and with Intel, and they are saying, oh, give AI from the industry. And I said it's wrong. If you want to bring AI, move it down to the academics. Train the teachers, allow them to, because you can't let AI outside, do fundamental AI. Where will you practice it? Then you know more than your teachers. Then what will your teachers teach? These are the kind of things we have to start with the teachers, bring it into the secondary school. And then if you have it in every curriculum, then you become the tomorrow thinker of change and of a whole lot that AI can do for developing countries.
Lack of trained teachers, resistance to change, these are problems we definitely need to address. But you've mentioned how you're ensuring the younger ones can take advantage of these tools in the academia. And the benefits are there, not just for the students, but for the society in general. Is there a chance at all of AI widening the digital divide? I mean, what happens if some schools don't teach AI or, exclude it from their curriculum? Could this exclusion contribute to global inequalities by leaving some students or even entire countries behind in the future AI economy?
Exactly. And that is why it has to come from the government. It has to come, like I told them the other day, I was speaking to one ambassador of Sweden, and I said, you will have NUC, Korean has to come in, for the university sectors. Then the what do you call the NAPTEP for the polytechnic, they have to come in. Then the secondary school, because you're not just teaching anyhow, their curriculum, what is in the jam, they need to be revisited. That is the truth. With what we are teaching our people now cannot fit into the future. That is the truth. It can't fit in. What our goal in Bolton is to make sure our students are entrepreneurial. It's not just research. It's not just writing publications, which we do, but allowing them to be creative.
But Prof, every country and culture is different. So how can schools, the ones that are teaching AI, how can they teach it in a way that makes sense for their own communities and needs? Especially because AI can sometimes feel like something that is abstract or something that's only for the big cities or wealthier schools. So how can they make it much more relatable so that it makes sense for them?
Change is always a problem anyway, but we need national curriculum. We need to provide funding for the teacher training. We need to subsidize resources. When we subsidize resources, related to AI tools, related to things, it becomes easier. We need, if we have it in national curriculum, at least make the structure. The truth is, people outside Nigeria, they don't really care whether any of this thing is happening. But people like us and a whole lot of other diaspora, we are like trying to give back to our country. We are the best in what we do outside Nigeria. So why can't we give it back to the country? But we need also the structure to be there. We need also our people to listen that we are giving you what we are, others are already benefiting outside Nigeria. And the truth is, if we can flow with AI fundamentals, beginning from the secondary school, the program we developed for Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria is not even developed in UK. And people are like, why are you going to Nigeria? I say, yeah, because I'm from Nigeria. You see, so this is the thing. So we are developing curriculum and things that don't exist. That is why I give kudos to the Minister of Innovation that is bringing in fundamentals of AI. But the truth is, it's not bringing. Do we maintain it? Are we consistent in that? If we become consistent, it is a way to revitalize, revolutionize most of the academic sector in Nigeria.
Prof, that system, that structure is one almost everyone we agree that we need. And of course, you're right, the innovators, policymakers, the startups, entrepreneurs need to work with the academia to ensure that all of these are put in place so we can get the maximum benefits of AI, especially in education. Thank you so much, Professor Celestine Iwendi, for sharing your insights on the program. Clearly, AI is here to stay, and it's on us to prepare future generations for both the challenges and opportunities ahead. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.